Alright, my little math friends, welcome back. We are moving on to Chapter 6 now, and Chapter 6 is going to deal with some algebra. Alright, that's the thing that we're going to be working on here in Chapter 6. And today we're going to be simplifying and factoring algebra expressions. Okay, and I want to talk about what these words mean first, because I kind of gave you a lot of strange math words up here, so I want to break that down a little bit. Alright, first let's talk about algebra. Algebra is just simply using letters to represent mystery numbers in a math problem. Okay? We're using letters to represent mystery numbers, unknown numbers that we don't know what they are. Sometimes we're going to solve them, which we're going to do later on in Chapter 6, but that's basically what algebra is all about. Alright? And if we're going to simplify a math problem, all we're trying to do is shorten it. Okay, we're just going to shorten a math problem. Sometimes we get a math problem that's a little longer, so we just want to do some steps to make that shorter. That's all we're going to be up to. And if we're going to factor an algebra expression, when we factor it, we are going to take a number out of a math problem. Okay, we're going to look at that math problem. We're going to try and take a number out of it. Alright, and the last thing we got is an algebra expression. Well, an algebra expression, a math expression, is just a math problem, but it does not have an equal sign. Alright, let me get rid of that D here. As I've explained before, I am not a language arts teacher. That looks better. A math problem without an equal sign. Okay, that's all an expression is. Let's dive into this, guys. Let's start simplifying some algebra expressions. Let me show you how it works. Here is our first set of problems. The first one we have here is 3b plus 7b. Okay, notice it does not have an equal sign. All we're going to try and do is shorten this problem up a little bit. And here's how it works. You have 3b's, and I'm going to add 7b's to that. So if I have 3b's and I'm adding 7b's, that's just going to give me 10b's. Alright, that's it. I'm not trying to solve for b. I'm not trying to find out what that is. That's going to come later in Chapter 6. I'm just going to shorten that up a little bit. Okay? Now look at this problem. We have 14c minus 3c. Okay, so if you have 14 c's, whatever c is, we don't know. It doesn't matter. If you have 14 of them and you take away 3, you are left with 11c. Okay? Still, we're not trying to solve for c. We don't want to know what that is. We're just shortening up this math problem a little bit to make it simplified. Okay? Now look at this one. This one's a little odd because we have negative 4a and then we're going to add 9b. Okay? Now what a lot of people want to do is just go, okay, negative 4a plus 9b, and they want to subtract that, 9 and 4, to go 5a B. Okay, that's what a lot of people want to do, but I'm sorry, my little math friends, we can't do that, okay? That is not appropriate, alright? We can't do it. Let me tell you why we can't. Because A represents some number we don't know, and B represents a different number we don't know. So we can't combine them together because they are different from each other, alright? So we can't simplify this down any more than what it is. It is just going to stay right here. We can't add them together and make that different. So if they are not the same, then we can't add them together. This is all that we can do. Alright? Now let's take a look at this next example, because I'm going to show you how this kind of works a little bit more. Here we have a longer math problem. We're going to shorten it up a little bit, and what we're going to do is we're going to add together the things that are the same. Okay, notice how we have a negative 3c and a 13c. We can add those together, and we can also add the 12 and the 7 together as long as they look the same. And in math, what we call this is, the fancy thing that math teachers like to say is, it's called combine like terms. Okay, basically that all that means is combine means add, so you're going to add together anything that is the same. Okay, so check this out. I have a regular 12 and I have a regular 7. So I can add those two together, no problem. They're the same. That's going to get me 19, okay, plus, now check this out. I have negative 3c, and then I have 13c, okay? I can add those together because they both have c's on them, all right? So they can be combined together, and that's going to give me, I got negative 3 and 13. If I do the math on that, then I'm left with 10 C's, okay? And this would be our answer. That's as far as we can simplify it. We can't go 19 plus 10C because this 19 doesn't have a C on it, all right? That's as far as we can go. We just combine what is in common, all right? Let's check this out again over here. Here's another problem, all right? Now look at this one. We have subtraction signs here. All right, and to make life easier for ourselves, I'm all about trying to make life easy for you guys. Turn them into addition by doing that nice little trick from way back when, our little friend same change. Okay, that's going to stay the same. That becomes a plus. That becomes a positive. All right, we're just going to change everything to addition. Look at this subtraction sign. We can change that one also. We're going to do the same thing, SCC, just like from way back when. This is going to stay exactly how we made it. That's going to become a plus. That's going to become a negative. All right. Now that we made everything into addition, it's going to make our lives a whole lot easier. Now let's just go through and combine everything that is the same. Check this out. I have a 21 D's over here, and I have negative 5 D's. All right, those two are the same. I can add them together, and when I do that, that is going to give me a positive 16D, and then I'm going to add these two that are the same. I have a positive 6 and a positive 18. Add those puppies together, and that's going to get you 24. All right, and that math problem is simplified. That's as far as we can go. All right. Let's move on to this one down here. Check this out. We have one subtraction sign right there. Do your same change to get rid of that. Let's change it. There we go. That's going to take care of that. Now we can go through and start combining like terms. I have 4x's. I have negative 7x's. Okay, when I add those together, it's just like 4 plus negative 7. That gives me negative 3x's. Now I'm going to take care of my numbers here. I got 9 and negative 5. Combine those together. That just gives me 4. All right, there's my answer for that one. Okay, that is simplifying algebra expressions. Now let's take a look at another thing we're going to do, and that is distributive property. Okay, now some of you guys may have done this already. That's cool. But here's what we're going to do with a distributive property. Okay, we're going to take this number here on the outside, and it's like a bomb. Okay, pretend like there's a 2 bomb right here, and when this bomb explodes, it is going to hit everything inside of the parentheses, and when it hits those things, it's going to multiply. Alright, so check this out. 2 is going to explode. It's going to hit the 3x, so that's going to become 6x. Okay, 2 times 3 is 6. And then 2 is going to hit the 4. Don't forget your plus sign right there. And then 2 times 4 is going to give me 8. Alright? Now let's take a look at this one over here. We have a 4 bomb. It is going to explode. Kaboom! It is going to hit that, and it is going to hit 5b, and when it does, it's going to multiply, and these parentheses, they just disappear. So then we have 12a plus, and then we got 4 times 5 is going to give me 20b. Okay, and if we can simplify it, but we can't because we have an a's over here and b's. We can't combine them together. That's as much as we can do. All right. Let's take a look at this one. Ooh, take a look at this. This bomb is going to hit a lot of stuff. This 5 bomb is going to explode, and it's going to hit the 6, the 4x, the negative 8, and oh my gosh, the 2x over here. All right, here it goes. The bomb is exploding. 5 goes off, and when it does, we have 30 plus, and then 5 times 4x is going to be 20x, and then we have plus. Then we have 5 times negative 8 is going to give me negative 40 minus, okay, I'm just keeping the minus sign. 5 times 2x is going to give me 10x. All right, look at what happened when that bomb exploded. Now, check this out. We can simplify because we have some things that are the same. We have some x's and we have some regular numbers. First, let's take care of this minus sign. We like to take care of that. We'll do a same change. That's going to stay the same. Change. Make that into a plus. Make that into a negative. Now we're ready to start combining some stuff here. Alright, let's start with our numbers here. Let's combine 30 together with negative 40. 30 plus negative 40 is going to give me negative 10. Then I'm going to add my x's together here. I have 20x plus negative 10x. Combine those together, and that's going to give you 10x. Alright, and that's as far as we can go. We can't combine these two together because this negative 10 over here doesn't have an x with it. So we are going to leave it like that. That is as much simplified as we can. Last one here for the distributive property, we have the 7 bomb that's going to go off. It's going to hit everything inside of there. And when it does, it multiplies and we get 14a. Keep your addition sign. And then we have negative 56b. Alright. And then we have minus 28. Alright, let's see if we can combine some stuff here. It is not looking like we can because the 14 is the only one with the A. The negative 56 is the only thing here with the B. And then we just have a regular number here. We cannot combine anything because there's no matching items. Okay, they're all different. So that's as much as it can be simplified. We are ready to move on. We're going to talk about factoring is the last thing we're going to do. Okay. Here's what I want you to think of with factoring. Okay, factoring is basically backwards of the distributive property. Think about this. Think about a bomb that has already gone off right here. Okay, the bomb already exploded. We're just going to work this problem backwards, try and find out what the bomb was that turned these numbers into 12 and 18. So what you're looking for is your greatest common factor. Alright, what's the greatest common factor between 12 and 18? What's the biggest number that will go into both of them? Okay, 2 goes into both of them, but that's not the biggest. 3 goes into both of them, but still not quite. 6 is the biggest number that will go into both 12 and 18. 6 is your greatest common factor, so 6 was the bomb that went off. So I'm just going to pull the bomb out of these two numbers, pull the number out to see what it was before the bomb happened. So to get 12, this had to be a 2x because 6 times 2 is 12. We have our addition sign, and then what happened with the 18? That was a 3 before the bomb went off. Okay, so you're just backing this up just like a crime scene, just trying to figure out what the bomb was before it actually went off. Alright? Take a look at this set here. We have 9 plus 6a. What's the greatest common factor between those two numbers? It is going to be 3. 3 goes into both of them. That's the biggest number that will go into both. Okay, set up your parentheses. And then now we just have to fill in the numbers here. Well, 3 times 3 would give us 9, so that had to be a 3 to start off with before the bomb exploded. Then we're going to add, this had to be a 2a. To give 3 times 2a to get 6a. Okay, you're just pulling that number out of the math problem. Alright, ooh, here we got this one here. We have 3 different numbers here. If I'm looking at this one, the greatest common factor that will go into all 3 of these is, again, going to be 3. Okay, set up your parentheses, start figuring out what number this was. Well, this just had to be a regular a all by itself because 3 times a would give us 3a. Alright? Then we have the minus sign. This had to be 2b. Thinking about this backwards, 3 times 2 would get us the 6b. Then it's just going to be 7 over here because when the 3 hit the 7, it turned into a 21. Alright? You're just working it backwards. Okay? There's your factoring. You're just pulling that number out. Backwards distributive property is what we have going on.